Hello all and welcome to this hands-on lab. In our lab today, we will learn how to assign a custom primary private IP to an EC2 instance. Couple of things to keep in mind before we proceed further ahead. Using AWS services leveraged in this lab can incur charges. Hence, ensure that you clean up all resources after completing this lab. Scenario for our lab today, you need to assign a custom primary private IP address, that is 192.168.16.72 to an EC2 instance. Prerequisites for this lab is knowledge of network and IP host calculation. Hence, if you do not know much about this topic, please refer to this tutorial, and the URL to this tutorial is mentioned right here at the bottom. I will also have it mentioned in the description of this video. Reference URLs, please refer to this URL. It talks more about VPC and subnets. Before we continue further ahead and begin with the lab, there are a few things that I would like to bring to your attention. First is that you can only associate a custom primary private IP when an EC2 instance is being launched. That means if it's an existing instance that is running, there is going to be no way for you to associate a custom primary private IP address. In that case, you'll have to terminate that instance and again launch a new instance. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is to associate a custom primary private IP, the selected IP must be in the CIDR range of the VPC and its subnets, right? So we have this IP address, and according to this IP address, we will need to ensure that we have a VPC and a subnet that supports this. In case you do not have something like that, you will have to create that custom VPC and the custom subnet that goes along with it, right? So either you have a static or a firm IP address and you customize your VPC and your subnets accordingly, or you choose your static private IP address, right? As per what your VPC and your subnet supports. So you can go in either direction. For this hands-on lab, I am basically saying that, hey, I want this IP address to be associated with my EC2 instance. Hence, I will need to ensure that my VPC and its subnet actually enables or supports that IP address and that IP address range. So we will have to create a custom VPC and its corresponding subnet that supports the chosen IP address. Steps for our lab today. Review the static IP address, right? So this is the IP address that we have chosen. And I'm assuming that the subnet mask is /24. Of course, you could have different versions of this. You can have whatever. It supports between, I think, /16 all the way to /29, if I'm not wrong. That's what is supported by AWS. So we are going to assume that this is a subnet mask. This is our IP address. Now we will calculate our VPC network address to include the static IP address, right? So we will say that our VPC should have this network address. So it will have a significant number of IPs. Now you can basically break this VPC into multiple subnets. That is up to you how you want to break it. As long as the CIDR blocks don't overlap, you will be fine. But remember, what is our primary goal? Our primary goal is to ensure that we launch an EC2 instance with this IP address. So hence, we will create a single subnet, right, with this CIDR block. And that is going to support these IP addresses. This note over here is very important, right? That is because the first 4 IP address and the last IP address in each subnet of a CIDR block are not available for you to use and cannot be assigned to an instance. So this is something that you have to keep in mind, right? So this CIDR block, the first 4 and the last one is not going to be available. So let's say if this has a total of what, 256 IP addresses, 0 to 255. So eventually if you subtract minus 5, you will have a total of 251 IP addresses available to you. Remember, the first 4 and the last one, that is a total of 5, are not available to you, right? And cannot be assigned to an instance. So this range, ideally, if you see, should support this IP address because we have .72, which kind of comes somewhere, in midway of this whole thing, of this range. And once we have created our subnet, we will launch an EC2 instance and associate our private IP. So let us see how we can do this. So I'll switch to the console and let us create our VPC over here. So go to create VPC, right? And the range that we are going to give is 192. So 192.168.0.0/16. Right, so this is my VPC name. So I'm going to say my personal VPC. This is the CIDR block. Everything else is going to remain default and create VPC. So our VPC should be created now. So let us go ahead and create a subnet as we discussed. So create subnet, right? So this is our VPC. We'll give it a name. So it's going to be subnet 1 availability zone. I'm going to take US East 1A. You can choose whatever you like. We are going to use this as our subnet IP address or our subnet CIDR block. So subnet is going to be 192.168.16.0/24. So this is going to be the CIDR block. Everything else looks good. And create subnet. So a subnet has been created. It's right here. And as you see, you have 251 IP addresses. Remember this note, right? So you should not get confused as to why you are seeing 251. It is 256. 5 are not available. You subtract 5 from 256, you get 251. And that's why you have 251 IP addresses that are available to be assigned to an instance. So our subnet has been created. Now, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and launch our EC2 instance. So launch instance. So I'm going to select Amazon Linux 2. So select that. D2 MicroWorks, right? Next, I'm going to launch this in my personal VPC. We have only one subnet and it has 251 IP addresses. We will scroll down and give our IP address right here. So 192.168.16.72. Now this IP address falls within the range of the CIDR block of our subnet. So it should be fully supported, right? Review and launch, launch, launch instances. And it looks like our instance has been launched successfully. Select the instance and you see that the private IP address that we are looking for has been associated successfully to our EC2 instance. So this is the primary private IP address, right? Because it's the first IP address that we associated. Of course, you can associate secondary private IP addresses as well. So, guys, I hope that this was helpful. This is how you go about associating a custom primary private IP address to an EC2 instance. This is it from me today. I will see you shortly in some other video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.